Hello, all you wizards, witches, and magicians. This is Laura Campagna, the Wednesday Witch, and I'm here with your Libra season tarot forecast. Happy fall! We had the autumn equinox yesterday, which is one of only 2 days of the year where there is perfect balance between day and night. And we had the handoff from the solar time of the year, when there's more daylight, to the lunar, when there's more nightlight. And one of the things that I found incredibly helpful in learning about astrology, thinking about energy, is do I identify more with the sun or the moon? And I'm a very lunar person. So it's a intentional practice for me to cultivate solar qualities and ways of being, but predominantly, which is why I have dyed my hair. I'm trying to embrace the sun more. There's those of us that really suffer in the summer, and yeah, I'm one of them. So I feel you, all of you that don't love the sun with me. But we're now entering the lunar time of the year, and for a lot of people, that is a more challenging time. It's a time of going internal. It's a time of being contemplative and focusing on the internal rather than the external and what you're projecting. And our inner landscape can be a really challenging place for folks to traverse. And we tend to spend more time inside during the lunar time of the year, from the autumn equinox to the vernal equinox in March. And right now in Libra season, we're encouraged to be thinking about justice, equality, and fairness. And of course, we have the context of the pandemic, where people have already been spending more time inside this year, which has been really challenging for a lot of folks. And also in the United States, which is where I live, the election's coming up. So when I asked the cards, what direction and support do we need to navigate Libra season? The first card that came up is the Magician. This is one of my favorite cards. And when we think about Mercury, the planet Mercury, the god Mercury, and the quality of magical transformation, which is something that the energy healing lineage that I work with works a lot on. You know, we're really thinking about this idea of both gaining mastery over the elements, but also learning about them, venerating them, studying them, aligning ourselves with them, taking them in so they can transform us. And then we can, you know, a lot of magic is about will, but the most powerful magic aligns human will with divine will. So really seeking to know what is in the highest of best for all, and then allowing yourself to be carried on that current, which is so magical and so powerful and so loving. And so the moment we're in right now is the Tower. Things are just so tough. Things are falling apart. They're falling apart for individuals. They're falling apart collectively. There is so much fear and anxiety, especially around the Supreme Court right now and the fascist government that is currently in power in our country and is seeking to maintain that power for another 4 years, which would be disastrous. So when we look at the Tower card, a lot of people, this is one of the cards that people fear, but we always want to look at the third eye that is rising above and out of the chaos. And like, what are we learning? What higher form of ourselves is being called into being, from this catastrophe, that we're facing. And, there's a lot of major arcana in this reading, and there's actually more cards than I usually pull, which tells us about the moment we're in. But our challenge is the Lovers card, and I love this for Libra season, especially because What does it mean to seek to be in right relationship? What does it mean to balance opposites? What does it mean to say, I respect you. I respect your right to have beliefs, and also I hold a line. I have boundaries. Saturn exalts in Libra. And when we have firm boundaries, we don't need to create a ring of fire around us for protection. We can have that soft inside. We can have the love in our hearts and still be like, this is the bottom line. This is just the way that it is. So thinking about the lovers and the blessing that's received from divinity above, blessing the union, how can we come into greater harmony and balance through respect and mutual understanding while also maintaining standards and saying you are not allowed to do this. So we have both the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So for a lot of people, the Queen of Cups is, they're like, I don't want to go deeper with my feelings right now. My feelings are hard to be with, and I get it. But I also think that, the queens are about that internal transformation process. So that's a theme right now, even though Libra is kind of like a light, airy sign. It's also a cardinal sign, so it has power, it's initiating, and it's one of the two signs of Venus. So there is something about the reclaiming of the feminine wisdom and the way of being in the world that's not about domination, and that is about really, healing myself from the inside out so that I can show up really well for other people and for my work in the world. And the result is the Ace of Cups, which I love, going towards Scorpio season. And all of that water, all of that fixed water can get really intense. But like when we have an open heart, when we're engaging with this work from a place of really staying focused on what our higher ideals are, which is, I think, the best of what Libra offers. And I really call in the goddess Athena as one of the guides for Libra season. There's a lot of love and compassion behind people that are seeking to create justice in the world. That is the primary motivating force, and not letting other people's hate and intolerance and fear-mongering shut down that heart space. It can be really hard to keep it open. And then there was like multiple bonus cards, and they were both major arcana. So the Aeon, thinking about this process of transformation as leading us to having a kind of childlike approach, a lot of humility, and wondering what else we don't know and what more we need to bring in and what more we need to learn, and especially around spiritual practices to support you. And the Moon. So let us dive deeply into the lunar time of the year, and let us surrender all of our fears at the gates of the underworld so that we can be reborn into the better and more beautiful world that we all know is possible and that the majority of us want. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you're all doing really well. If you would like some support during this time, my books are open for October. I've been doing some social distancing parties, which is fun, and also offering Aries full moon community yoga classes, and collaborating on a really cool children's book called Pagan Baby, and the autumn equinox download is out and available now. So I look forward to seeing you all soon, sending you so much love, and enjoy fall, the witchiest season.